Hello and welcome to this edition of the Dean's Video Newsletter. Today I'm joined by several of my colleagues to share with you what has happened since the university's We Speak survey, which took place a couple of years ago, and then the follow-up to that, the We Act component. In the last several months, many of you have asked, what are we doing as a school? What's transpiring? What are our next steps in moving forward? First off, I'm joined by Dr. Doug Jones, who's the Vice Dean of Basic Medical Sciences. Joined by Dr. Margaret Steele, who is our Vice Dean of Hospital and Interfaculty Relations. Dr. Davy Cheng, who is the Chair Chief of Anesthesia and Perioperative Medicine. He's also the Chair of the Clinical Chairs. I'm joined by Ms. Joan Estabrooks, the Manager of Basic Medical Sciences, Undergraduate Education, and Mr. Andrew Fuller, who is the Director of Learning and Development Services from Western University. Thank you all for joining me today. Andrew, I wonder if you can start things off for us by giving us the history of the We Speak survey and the steps the university has asked each of us as faculties to do to implement that.
Sure. Thanks very much, Mike, for having me here today. For Western, the We Speak survey was an opportunity to take a measure of engagement. It's very important that each person at Western, faculty, staff, feel inspired to do their best work and they feel valued. And that's how we get the best work for people and their own satisfaction. And so the survey provided that opportunity. We took the measure in the survey at the end of 2012, and the results were available in the spring of 2013. Overall, Western's results were very positive. We have very strong employee engagement, which is something we should all be proud of. And at the same time, there were opportunities for improvement. Each faculty and division was provided their own report of results. They were asked to share those results internally, to have discussions with their colleagues and come up with an action plan to build upon their strengths and also to address the areas where they could improve.
Thanks, Andrew. Doug, can you share with us the approach that the Schulich School of Medicine and Dentistry is taking on this?
The first step in our process was to hire 2 consultants to work directly with the faculty and the staff. Ann Becker worked with our faculty, and Janet Frood worked with our staff. The consultants arranged focus groups for faculty and staff separately in order to gather information that could be taken to action steps that could further enhance the working environment of the Schulich School.
Thanks, Doug. Margaret, as the chair of the We Act team, you are now overseeing the implementation of the actions of the faculty and staff groups. Can you tell us what was shared with you and how we will be advancing this work?
So following the focus group work, we received full reports from Ann Becker and Janet Frood, our consultants. The information was summarized into key action items and accountabilities that were identified and shared appropriately with the department chair chiefs and the We Act team. The We Act team is meeting monthly and we obtain updates on the progress of all the action items. So in addition to this work, the We Act team will be identifying opportunities to improve workplace culture and faculty staff engagement at the department and school level. We'll be providing regular updates to the SLC and to ECSC and also communicating more broadly to our school. We feel it's very important that the department and individuals take action to make the workplace the best it can be. In addition, we've asked the department chairs to provide us with their progress on action items in the fall of 2015.
Thanks, Margaret. So Joan, from the staff side of things, what's happening?
So in total, there have been 12 action opportunities identified. I'm pleased to share that one, the Schulich Wellness Committee, has already begun. This committee is chaired by Betty Holm, the Director of Organizational Effectiveness, and its purpose is to identify and to put into action a wellness plan for the school. Some other opportunities include mentoring circles for staff, career planning workshops, community building projects, and the enhancement of formal recognition processes. So going forward, and under the guidance of the We Act team, these initiatives will be directed to departments for planning, discussion, and implementation.
Well, thanks, Joan. Davy, we saw 4 themes emerge from the We Speak and the We Act focus groups. So they were change management, communications, recognition, and leadership development. I understand that the basic chairs and the chair chiefs of the clinical departments were provided with themes arising from their department's focus groups. And then Ann Becker worked with the departmental chairs and chair chiefs to develop an action plan based on their departmental themes. Can you expand on that for us?
Indeed, the faculty members put forth many suggestions during the focus group meetings. In total, approximately 30 different ideas were proposed. An example aligned with the 4 key themes that we discussed. Number 1, developing a communication plan. Number 2, to increasing the interaction between the senior leadership team, and for example, inviting yourself, the dean and the vice dean, to departmental meetings so that we have dialogues between the clinical faculty. Number 3, the talent management and faculty development, promoting the faculty recognition and encouraging faculty to engage in the continuing professional development leadership program. Number 4, faculty engagement in change management. Example, regular faculty meeting, involvement in the strategic planning of the Schulich School.
Well, thanks, Davey. So Margaret, what can we expect to see as the next steps coming forward for Schulich Medicine and Dentistry?
So the WEAC team will continue to meet, and our discussions will be guided by action opportunities suggested to us by our faculty and staff. We will be using existing school publications and communications to share the news of actions performed and completed. And we will, as I mentioned before, providing regular updates to SLC and to ECSC. So Western plans to resurvey in 2017, and the WEAC team will help the Schulich Medicine and Dentistry faculty and staff prepare for the next survey.
Thank you, Margaret. So there you have it. The Schulich School of Medicine and Dentistry is a very large and complex organization. It has its own culture. Not only is it an academically based culture, and we deliver healthcare through a variety of different levels, but it is the home to a very large number of faculty members and to staff members. So the We Speak and the WEAC surveys were very important for us to gauge the temperature of our community and then ask, how do we move that forward? How do we better that? So this has been a tremendous initiative. I thank all of the participants at the table today for providing us with this information and giving us a better idea as to how the school is going to move forward with this. So specifically, I want to thank Doug Jones, Margaret Steele, Davy Chang, Joan Esterbrook, and Andrew Fuller. Thank you for joining us. It's been a valuable session. I want to thank all of you for watching this. If you do have questions, any member of the team can help out with answering some of those. And having said that, I wish you all a wonderful summer, and I look forward to seeing you back in the early academic year. Take care.